So at the kicker spot, you got a new guy on the roster.
Yes.
Where did you find this fella? How did he come into your?
When I first got here last year, right around this time, he showed up and wanted to be a part of the team. He's from Japan, international student, and didn't really have a spot last year. Spot opened up. He came to the camp last summer, showed some good things. Cerner had been working with him, and we had a spot, so we want to come out there, give him an opportunity to see what he can do with the open spot. And so far, it's been decent. I mean, it's still early in the spring, but he's showing. He kind of have a language barrier, but I mean, he's already fitting in. Last week was his first week, so it's going decent.
Obviously, you've got an open spot at that position.
Mm-hmm.
What have you? Week and a half in. What have you seen so far?
I mean, I think we have a chance to be pretty decent there. We brought Caleb in last year, Ojeda. We were able to. We had the luxury of redshirting him, so he still has 2 years. He was All-American junior college guy out of San Mateo Junior College, and that was the reason we brought him in last year, so he can be here for a whole year. And then when it was time for him to take over, we got a better opportunity for him to be good.
So is he regarded as the number one on the depth chart?
I would say right now, we brought him and Logan in last year. Both of them were junior college All-Americans, and those guys were competing last year, and these guys, they'll probably compete this year for that spot. But he's hurt right now, so Logan's kind of behind right now because he's been hurt and he had surgery. So and that's why we brought the other kid in, just to fill that spot right now.
I didn't mean to interrupt you there, but
No
how
problem.
about punting position right now? I know you don't have Josh anymore, graduated, moving
Yes,
on.
right.
You got AJ Windsor and Max Walker there now. What have you seen
Yes.
so far out of that position group?
To be honest with you, AJ was able to start in the bowl game against Notre Dame a couple years ago. I always considered him as a solid backup and a starter, so that transition should be good. I mean, he's getting the ball off. He has a strong leg, very talented. So I feel good about that situation. And then Max is kind of our swing guy. He can do punt, he can kick off. So we have solutions to our kicking spots, and hopefully, you never know till it really gets rolling. But so far, so good. And you're not gonna realize how much having Everett last year and Josh and losing both of those guys. Even when Everett had his issues last year, he finished strong. He has NFL talented legs, so. Those aren't going to be easy shoes to fill, but I feel like we got an opportunity to be okay.
At the return spot, last year it kind of felt like never really settled on a guy, found any production at that spot. What's your thoughts going into spring?
We're still we got a couple new guys that are going to get opportunities. I think that punt return wise, we went with Trent last year because he was the most reliable guy. But he didn't get a lot of opportunities, and I still think he could be a guy. Zach Carr did a lot of the kickoff return and punt return. It was a down year in the return game for us last year, and usually that's just in my experience, it's always the first year we struggle in the return game. We focused more on our defensive side of the ball with kickoff and punt. And then we actually had our meeting today. We talked about getting better in the return game. But it's not just the returners, it's the guys up front blocking. I really believe that. And then the techniques we're using. So we get that nailed away, we'll be decent.
Do you say Trent?
Trent Walker.
Are you going to have even more of a conversation this year to be able to get him back there?
I didn't have to have a conversation. He's back there for right now, And then, David Wells is another guy that has an opportunity. We just got to he needs to get comfortable being the guy back there, ball security, making the right decisions. Because to me, the first thing in punt return, to me, is getting the ball back for the offense, right? That's number one, right? Everything else is a bonus. Once you get comfortable about making the right decisions, right? Because it's easy to fair catch, and you get the ball where it is, and, all the extra yardage is a bonus. So as we were a little bit conservative last year, 100%, just the way we were working, and we want to be more aggressive this year in the return game.
How do you get, last year it seemed like a lot of guys were trying to run it out of the end zone.
Mm-hmm.
Was that by design? Did you want to be aggressive in that way, or?
Yeah, that is one way to be
Okay.
aggressive, but if you start doing that and you're not having success, right, then that's when you start seeing us fair catching it more. It's like, I always tell the guys here, you got to let it happen. Don't try to make it happen. If you let it happen, you'll be in better shape than trying to make it happen. And that's us being aggressive. or not being aggressive. You know, there have been places where I've been where I was like, we were very aggressive, we were good. I'd line them up 5 yards deep and we were aggressive, right? And we were successful, right? Just depends on what you're working with and where we're at with it. If we buy in, then we can be aggressive or not be aggressive depending on what we got going.